Hello all and welcome to today's video. My name is John McFall and I want to welcome you to the McFallRI channel where I teach you how to make $25 to $30 an hour doing food delivery, and I also teach you how to make semi-passive income. In today's video, I want to talk to you about multi-apping and kind of lay out the case as to why you should multi-app and why using more than one app is better than just using a single app like DoorDash or Uber Eats or GrubHub. Kind of want to break down to you why I multi-app and the benefits of it so that you can take away from it. Maybe you should use more than one app if you don't already. Before we get into the topic, I do want to remind you that down here in my description I have some great tools for you. The one I want to talk about first is my metric spreadsheet. If you haven't downloaded my metric spreadsheet yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen real quick so you guys can take a quick look at it. If you look at the left-hand side, you'll see I always put my start time and my end time. This gives me the total time that I've worked. I also put in the miles, and then if you look to the right, you'll see that for each individual app, I put the dollars that I made, the time that I worked, along with the number of deliveries. Then head to the bottom and you'll see it calculates out what your average dollar per hour, your average dollar per mile, and your average per order. If you want to know how well you're doing when you're out here doing food delivery, the only way that you can is to keep track of your numbers. So head down into my description, go grab a copy of it for yourself. And with that, let's get into the topic. So the first thing I want to say about multi-apping is this. If you use more than one app when you're out here doing food delivery, you have better opportunities to make more money because you can get offers on DoorDash, you can get offers on Uber Eats, and you can get offers on GrubHub. There are times when I'm out in my marketplace. I work in two of them. The first one is Auburn, Indiana here. This is a population of 15,000 people, and the two apps that I run there are DoorDash and Uber Eats. The apps will send me requests, and sometimes I will get a request on DoorDash and then I will get one on Uber Eats almost at the same time, and I can pick the best one for myself at that particular moment. When I go here to Fort Wayne, I run all three of them. I have DoorDash, Uber Eats, and GrubHub on. I sometimes will run all three of them at the same time depending on how busy it is. And guess what? With three different apps to choose from when the orders come in, I can pick the highest paying orders with the best dollar to mile, along with landing me where I want to land so that I can pick up the next order when I'm done. So having multiple options because you have multiple apps is a great reason to do multi-apping rather than using just one app in the marketplace. The second thing I want to suggest is that you can make better dollars per hour and dollars per mile overall. There are some gigger tubers out here, and I use More Finance as a reference a lot because he did a lot of experiments on DoorDash in his marketplace, and he showed how much he made per hour throughout his experiment. He actually got to top dasher on the platform because he wanted to see if he would make more money. Well, guess what? He did make more money on DoorDash as a top dasher. However, if I go into his marketplace and I have three apps to choose from when I go into that marketplace, I guarantee you I will make more dollars per hour and better dollars per mile because I have three apps and I can pick and choose the best orders that come in on all three of them instead of relying on just one. So yes, as a single apper on a platform like DoorDash, if you have a good acceptance rate and good completion rate, they will give you better orders according to what More Finance found out. However, as a multi-apper, I can still make more money. Again, going back to my first thing that I talked about, I have more options when I'm out there to get the best orders for me and to make the most money when I'm out here. So when you are thinking about whether or not you should do one app, this is a big reason why I use 3. The third reason I want to talk to you about multi-apping is this. Sometimes I go into my marketplace, and I'm going to use GrubHub as an example here because GrubHub is my cash cow right now. They give me the best orders. I make the most money on that platform. There are times though when I drive down into my marketplace and I turn on GrubHub first and absolutely nothing comes in on GrubHub. Or they want me to drive 15 miles to go pick up an order because there is nothing close to where I am. So because I have multiple apps, even when I make the most money on GrubHub and I go into my marketplace and sometimes there's nothing there for them, I've got DoorDash and I've got Uber Eats to back up GrubHub in case something isn't going on there, so I can still get out there and make the money that I want to make. Last week when I went out, it was a Saturday. Normally Saturdays are really good for GrubHub, but I turned on GrubHub and it was just slow for the whole day. I kept really busy and kept really making the money I wanted to make though, because I was working primarily on DoorDash and Uber Eats that day. And honestly, by the end of the day, I kind of felt guilty that I hadn't done a lot on GrubHub, but they just were not sending me what I needed. So there are times when you'll go into your marketplace and the app that you rely on to make the most money isn't producing that day. And if you get into that situation, having 2 other apps to get onto will really help you keep making the money that you want to make when your good app is not producing. The fourth and the final thing I want to mention when it comes to these apps is this. I work here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is a population of 265,000 people. It is a marketplace that the whole marketplace is my territory. I can go anywhere in this. It is about 15 miles north to south and about 20 miles east to west, and I can go anywhere in that marketplace to get money from these food delivery platforms. The thing about it is though, is even though it's the second biggest city in Indiana that I work in, there are not enough orders coming in on any of the platforms to get me the money that I want to make. Sure, DoorDash will ping my phone all day and they will send me a ton of orders, but the orders that they send me most of the time are crap. I typically have between 15 and 25% acceptance rating on DoorDash because they do not send very good orders. The other 2, Uber Eats and GrubHub, although they pay me very well to be out there, there are times where I will go a whole hour and not see an order on Uber Eats. There are other times where I might go a half a day and not see anything on Uber Eats. GrubHub is a little more consistent, but there are times on GrubHub where I'm not getting orders on a consistent basis. So my point in this fourth reason is that the apps, if you use only one of them, it will not keep you busy enough to get all the money that you want to make when you're out there. So having multiple apps when you're out there will keep your vehicle rolling down the road. And you can keep your vehicle rolling down the road making the money that you want to make, because again, if I were to rely on only DoorDash when I was out there, they're not going to give me the orders to get me the money that I want to make when I'm out there. So for these 4 reasons, I really suggest that you consider using multiple apps in your marketplace and not relying on only one of them. I guarantee you, if you run more than one app when you're out, you will make more money overall. If you are relying on one platform and one platform only, even if you are one of the better people doing the food delivery for that particular app, you're not going to make the money, the dollars per hour and the dollars per mile that you would if you were a multi-apper. You got to remember, when you are out here doing food delivery, you're not an employee to these apps. You are not committed to any one of these apps because you are an independent contractor. So you've got to make the best choices for you and your business so that you can make the most money. And the way that you do it in this type of work is you go out there with all the options that you can to get the most orders coming in that you can, so that you can pick and choose those orders that are going to get you that money that you want to make. So I highly suggest, if you only use one app and you have the option to get on other ones, to jump on them and see how much more your income can increase. Your dollars per hour, your dollars per mile, along with your average per delivery will increase because you have more options when you go out there. So I hope that I really taught you a lot today about multi-apping. I am a multi-apper at heart, and I always will be as long as I'm working on these platforms, and you should really consider it too. Want to remind you, head down into my description, go grab that metric spreadsheet so that you can keep track of where you are and you can improve those numbers because you know what they are. And if you are only on one app and you jump on others, if you plug those numbers in, you're going to see that they go up. Also have some other great tools in my description, like the Beans app and SimplyWise and QuickBooks Self-Employed. These are tools that I use on a daily and a weekly basis when I'm out here doing food delivery, so go check them out for yourself. Also would like to ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. And I want to leave you with, I hope that you are out there getting the money that you and your family deserve. And with that, I want to say thanks.